Hello. Well, it's been about 5 years since I made my last YouTube video, and for those of you who still subscribe, thanks very much. It's very, very patient of you. But today I would like to introduce you to my new camper van. It's a 2017 Ford Transit Custom. I've done some of the work myself and some of it I've outsourced, but I'd very much like to show you around and talk about what I've done to it. So here is the inside of my van. I based it on a friend's van. Edith, thank you very much, you've inspired me. She lives in Austria and she does a lot of hiking, and her van is kitted out almost identically to this. It's a really simple design, but it works really well. So let me take you through the details. So this unit here is for my cooking and washing and keeping my fridge. It's divided in two halves at the top. Up here, this side, I have a removable standard gas cooker. I take the side off here so that I can literally just reach in, pull this out, use this as I like. And that just keeps it really simple. Put those back. By the way, this is all 18mm ply. I've treated it with Osmo wood protector and Osmo Pollux oil, which is, I think, pretty great stuff actually. It's really easy to put on and much easier than varnish. On this side, I have a collapsible bowl, and that's basically what I'm going to use, or do use, for washing up. I don't have any plumbing, as I say, it's just keep it very simple, and that seems to work. Then underneath, I have a pull-out sort of work surface, which again, once I'm sitting on the bed, I can then just reach across, I can prepare food, and it just makes it, yeah, a really good sort of workspace. Under here, I've got drawers. Not deep, they're not deep drawers, but they're good enough for me. And then on the other side, I have another drawer, which has all my cutlery in. Under here is where I keep my freezer. Well, fridge freezer actually. It's pretty big, I think it's 30 litre. And this plugs in to a cigarette port just behind here. And that's it, that's basically my entire sort of cooking area. So in terms of storage, all this side is just cupboards, which I'll quickly take you through. Not thrilling to see, but at least it gives you an idea of space. At the top I have just a pull-up cupboard. Again, it's pretty empty at the moment. And then here, this is sort of like a bureau, like an old-fashioned desk. So it's just connected on with strong magnets. And I can sit here, I can eat, I can use my computer, and it's also got a huge, large space for storage of anything I need. Kind of bigger things, like bigger rucksacks maybe. Then over here, I have another cupboard. Again, a really decent size. And then underneath, more cupboards. That's to keep my jackery in there. Then the middle one, in here I've got my toiletries, and I've got water storage. That's a 5 litre water storage can. And then the final one here, which is another cupboard, beginning to get full of food, but not full yet. Under the bed I have yet more storage. This has kind of mainly got my cooking stuff in it, kettle, kitchen towel. I haven't really sorted it all out yet, so it's not really its kind of final state of organisation. The bed itself can actually become a small double by pulling out the sections, and it's a bit of a faff to be honest, but it's kind of there as an option. And these cushions here, they form the mattress. And the funny thing is, I actually got these made. I chose some Gordon tartan material, because that's my clan. and I just have such a passionate love for Scotland. But I didn't quite realise quite how shiny this was going to be. It's but anyway, I think it's very washable, so we'll see. But yeah, nice and soft. Under the bed, I've also got more storage which I can access from the back of the van. It's a very long drawer and a very deep drawer which I can keep all my tools and larger things in. And then on top of that, I've got a table that I can pull out and I can do outdoor cooking on it, which is great because it stops kind of smelly cooking inside and or kind of steam building up in the van. Lighting wise, I have these two touch lights which dim or brighten, and one at the back. I divided them into two rather than having one set. It just again saves, it gives me options and it saves on the battery power. I've actually chosen in this van to have two bedside lights, one at each end, so that if I'm parked on a slope, not too great a slope, I can have my pillow at one end or the other and still have access to a reading light. In terms of heating, I have a Webasto diesel heater which goes directly into the diesel tank for the fuel, and it's also fitted under the van to save space in the van. I have a controller which is next to the bed and it all works brilliantly. It's an absolute necessity and it gets the van really hot really quickly. It's brilliant. All the electrics are actually under the bed in a sealed unit. I have two 110 leisure batteries, and additional to this I've got a 200-watt solar panel on the roof and inverter as well. And finally I've also got an electric hookup which is at the back of the van. It's not in probably the most convenient place, but it saves cutting into the body. For the thermal blackout screens on the curtain, I decided to make them myself because it just seemed simpler. I basically made a template of the windows. I got two pieces of Reflectix, and in the middle I put some bubble wrap and I glued it all together. And then on top I got some carpet left over from the lining of the van. And then on the other side I got some small magnets which I stuck on the edge, and then I stuck over that some waterproof fabric, and that just literally sticks on with magnets onto the windows and it works great. The curtains were literally just some blackout material and I got some silvery fabric, sewed it together, and I just pushed that into the roof liner, and then on the side I just get little magnets and stick it on. Simple as that really, and it works pretty well I think. So that pretty much wraps up my tour of my luxurious tent on wheels. It's just ideal for me, and much as I love the other older van that I had, this suits me much better. The size of it, I can park it in supermarkets with no problem and just go down narrow lanes. It's exactly what I need. There is one component of the van that I haven't shown you yet, which is it's part of the van and part of my life. And I'd like to introduce you to Miss Daisy. Daisy, come. Yeah, hello. This is Daisy. Daisy is my German Shepherd, as you can see. She's 2 years old. Sit down. I know what you want. Sit down. Sit. Sit. You're gonna sit. She's 2 years old. I've had Daisy since she was a pup, and we go everywhere together, don't we, Daisy? We get up to all sorts of adventures, and Daisy will be joining me on my van life. She already has been, and she absolutely loves it, don't you, Daisy? She's very chilled, and I like to think she protects me too. Hey, do you reckon? So yes, you'll be seeing a lot of her in my future videos, and what I will say is that those people who subscribed to me before, what can you see there, Daisy? Something exciting. Those people who subscribed to me before know that I had a wonderful dog called Sky, and she was my lurcher, and she was beautiful. And she died about 2.5 years ago, and I was absolutely heartbroken. And that's partly why I sort of stopped van life and making videos. But as I say, I now have room in my heart for Daisy as well as Sky, and life goes on. Anyway, thank you very much for watching, and see you again in the next video when I'll be out and about and on my next van adventure. Bye for now. Hey Daisy? Go on then.